Okay, so this looks ugly and complicated, but it really isn't so bad. It's just three shapes that we know how to deal with. We have a rectangle, we have a triangle, and we have portions of circles. So if we break it down piece by piece, we can do it. Now for perimeter, let's start with the perimeter. Now this piece is also 42 inches. It's going to be the same as the top of that rectangle. So we have 16, 34, 42, and 42. I'm going to leave the inches off just for speed here. But we know those are all inches. So all I need still is this arc here and this arc here. Well, let's start with the quarter circle. To find the length of that arc, of course, we have to find the whole circumference of the circle. Circumference of a circle is what formula? Pi times the diameter. So what's the diameter of this circle? 32. That 16 is a radius. So it's 32 that we're going to multiply by. And then, of course, we're going to divide by 4 because it's a quarter of a circle. So that would give us, what, 25.12 about? Correct? Okay, so then down here, do we know the radius or the diameter of this circle? Well, not right now we don't, but we can find it. How can we find it? Well, because this is a rectangle, it would be the same as this length. Do we know that length? Not right now, but we can find it. Yes. If we knew this length, since it's a right triangle, anytime we know two sides of a right triangle, we can find the third. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Or c squared minus b squared equals a squared, either way. Since 34 is the hypotenuse, we're going to be using c squared minus b squared to get a squared. Do we know this side? Yeah, we do. It has to be 16 inches because it is also a radius of that quarter circle. So 16 inches is that length. So now to find this length, I'll call that x for now. It's just 34 squared minus the 16 squared is going to give us that x squared. Well, 34 squared is 1296. I don't know where that line came from. Let's get rid of it. So 34 squared is 1296. No, it's not. 1156. Thank you. 1156 minus 16 squared is 256, which is going to give us 900. And then we got to square root that. Gives us 30. So this is 30 inches across here. So since that's 30 inches, to find this is of course also 30 inches. So now we are looking at that circumference being pi times 30, and of course divided by 2. So what's that going to give us? $47.1. So we add those all up. 16 and 34 make 50. 92, 134, 159.12, 206.22. Come out right? About. If you're 206.3, 206.4 if you use the pi key. How many of you had 206 about? Okay, anybody totally lost as to where 206 came from? No? Okay. Well, that's good at least. Now for area, so that's the perimeter. For area, we have 4 pieces to worry about. We have the triangle, the rectangle, the quarter circle, and the half circle. The triangle, now that we've got 16 by 30, why do I have to use those two sides and not the 34? They form the right angle. We always have to have 2 dimensions that are perpendicular for area. So it's going to be 16 times 30 divided by 2, otherwise known as 240 square inches. The rectangle, of course, is going to be 42 by 30, otherwise known as 1,260 square inches. Why did I divide that one by 2? It's a rectangle, yeah. This one was a triangle, that's why we had to divide by 2. Area 3. That area, of course, for a circle is pi times radius squared. So it's pi times 16 squared. Then we're going to divide by 4 because it's a quarter circle. So we get what there? About 201, 200.96 or something like that. We're just going to say 201. And then for the fourth one, that radius is 15, so it's pi times 15 squared. That one's divided by 2. Why is that divided by 2 instead of 4? It's a half circle instead of a quarter circle. Very good. So 3.14 times 2.5 by 2. 353.25. So we add those all up. We've got what? 1,500, 1,701, 2,054.25. Look right. So about 2,054 and 2,055. How many of you had that? Anybody totally lost as to where that came from?
No, but if we didn't get the first one right, we can get this.
Yeah, chances are if you miss the perimeter, the area is going to be tough. I'm going to put one up here for you. It's kind of an interesting problem. If I can draw it. There. Speaker was turned up. I was listening to music on my office hours the other day.
Opera?
Sure. Okay. Oh, let me think here. And yes, you can assume this is symmetrical. And assume that that is an arc of a circle. So, find the area of this. I will give you a hint. I'm going to have you get started on it, and I'm going to give you this hint in just a second. I'm going to pause this. I'll let you guys get started. So I gave you the 71.88 degrees central angle for the sector that contains that arc of the circle. So what you're looking at here is finding the area of this segment. So you can subtract it out. I would look at it this way, as you have this large rectangle. You subtract a triangle out of these corners and these corners, then you subtract out that segment of a circle. Get that all to work out, it's all peachy. Did you guys figure out the width across here yet?
I didn't know.
That's 140 all the way across from here to here, right? Minus 33 and 33, 66, leaves you at 74. See, that wasn't so bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that for you to keep working on at home. We already had a guess of 4,400 about. Not right. A little bit lower than that. I shouldn't say a guess. We already had an answer submitted. I won't even charge you the 2 points for submitting that one. I'm just kidding about charging you the points. But yeah, if you guys can bring in the correct answer to this tomorrow, heck, if you can bring it in on Tuesday, I'll still give you points for it. With that, it is time for us to look at a quiz.
Oh, I thought that was going to be my call.
And I'm pretty much assuming that quiz will take us to the end of the hour.